Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about when in 1994 the legal drinking age went from 18 years old to 21 years old. And this was due to the National Minimum Drinking Age Act. Today I'm going to be talking about why I believe this act should be revoked again and the drinking age should be back to 18. I'm going to be doing this with three main points. My first point is going to be how it would create a safer drinking environment for these 18 to 20-year-olds. Other things that you can legally do at 18 besides drinking, and how bringing the drinking age back down to 18 would actually eliminate the thrill of breaking the law for a lot of these kids. So jumping right into it, I'm going to be talking about how it would actually create a safer drinking environment. So when these kids aren't allowed to drink in public places like restaurants, clubs, bars, all that, they're going to go to unsafe drinking environments. For example, frat houses, house parties with other underage kids. And this is going to increase the chances of them getting sexually assaulted, drunk driving, and even injuries occurring. The reason that this is so unsafe is because there is not as high of a chance as somebody calling for help or wanting to go get help when these situations happen, because they're scared that they're going to get in trouble for being intoxicated while underage. So while when you're at public places and you're legally allowed to drink, you're obviously going to get help. And when you're in these house parties and these frat houses and nobody wants to go get help and it's peer pressure to not get help because nobody wants to get in trouble, it's becoming a problem because you can't call your parents because you're going to get in trouble and you can't call the law enforcement. Now, the other side, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation, is going to say that, yes, after the drinking age did get raised to 21 in 1994, the drunk driving accidents and deaths did go down a lot, but they aren't going to mention to you that this year that actually seatbelt usage became like 20% higher, and socially it became unaccepted to drunk drive. Like when it used to be fine, and then people learned how it affected the brain and why it's actually a really big risk to drunk drive. Okay, and then the other side is actually also going to say that your brain isn't developed yet. Your brain is underdeveloped and you should not be drinking because you can't make decisions when you're sober. So how are you supposed to make rational decisions when you're intoxicated? And I got this from the govpmcarticles.com. And so since it's in charge of your good and bad decisions, I'm wondering, if I can't go get alcohol, why can I go get a gun when I turn 18? And that confuses me because if your frontal lobe isn't developed, I would personally much rather have an 18-year-old walking around a little intoxicated or doing bad decisions than this frontal lobe not being developed and having a deadly weapon. But that's just me. And you can also go into the Army and serve in the Army, risk your life for your country. And I think this is a great thing, but if you can't make rational decisions, I think this is a little young to make such a life-changing choice. You can also get tattoos when you are 18, and this is a permanent mark on your body that will not go away. And with your irrational decision-making, you can get stuff that you don't like when you're older, really regret this decision that will be on you for the rest of your life. And then you can also get married, which is huge adult behavior. This is actually like a legal thing. You are legally bound to this person now at the age of 18. You can decide to go marry whoever you want. And divorce is a big thing that happens. Like 80% of people get divorced when they get married this young, and that is also just a big thing to me. All right, and then according to alcohol facts sheets, in 2015 alone, there was 163,000 arrests for underage drinking. And most people think this was a good thing because this is probably going to turn their lives around. Like they're not going to do it again. But actually, for one person that this helps, like arrests and all this, it's actually going to hurt 100 more because they're going to get fees as teenagers that they can't afford because they're getting minimum wage. They can get their driver's license revoked, which is going to have trouble for them getting to school, getting to work, all that. And then, check. In like the most extreme cases, they can get jail time if they don't pay these fees, which if they don't have a driver's license, they can't pay their fees. Now I'm going to be talking about how it would eliminate the risk of cheap thrills and all that stuff, because when you are underage, like there's a big like it's almost fun to break the law and like know you're doing something wrong. And so if it was changed to 18, then you would actually not get that thrill, because your parents would actually also be more socially accepted to sit down with you, and you would learn your limits. You could talk about how when you do go out to parties and stuff, what's good and what's bad, and you could actually have these conversations with your parents without them feeling kind of awkward or just sending you off to college and then you're 21 and you're just drinking at these parties all the time without ever having that experience with adults talking about it. And so today I talked about how drinking would create a safer drinking environment, other things you can legally do at 18, and how it would eliminate the thrill of breaking the law. And that's